Welcome, brave adventurer, to a world of mystery and marvel. You will be stepping into the well-worn boots of Sirius Black, a wizard of exceptional intellect and dexterity. Hailing from a noble lineage, Sirius carries himself with an air of authority. As a man who values laws and goodness above all, he's sworn to uphold justice, using his talents for the betterment of the realm. Sirius is a man of knowledge, proficient in the arcane arts and history. His intelligence score of 16 and wisdom score of 14 make him a formidable thinker, capable of unraveling mysteries that baffle even the wisest scholars. With a dexterity of 15, Sirius is quick on his feet and nimble with his hands, an invaluable trait for casting complex spells. In his possession, Sirius carries a spellbook filled with arcane knowledge collected over the years. This, along with his faithful staff, serves as his primary means of defense and offense. He wears a suit of leather armor, light enough to allow mobility yet sturdy enough to offer him protection. Now, prepare yourself, for the tale of Sirius Black is about to unfold. Will you rise to the occasion and help Sirius achieve his destiny? Let us begin. The adventure begins in an enchanted forest known as Elderglow Woods, a realm teeming with all sorts of magic-saturated flora and fauna. As Sirius, you've been tasked to retrieve the Radiant Heartstone, a gem of immense magical power rumored to be nestled deep within the heart of the woods. The Heartstone has the potential to heal the kingdom's ailing king, a noble mission indeed. As you traverse through the serene yet formidable forest, the damp scent of moss and the rustling of leaves underfoot adds to the ever-present magical ambience. Suddenly, a rustle in the undergrowth ahead catches your attention. You see a pair of glowing eyes staring back at you from the darkness. You recognize it to be a forest sprite, a creature known for its unpredictable nature. It cocks its head, regarding you with a curious, calculating gaze. This creature, though small, is known to be a swift and tricky opponent and could prove to be a hindrance in your quest if it chooses to be. How do you intend to engage with this creature, Sirius? Ardent Party has been chosen. Hand Dobby the house elf a sock, a Glock and a holster, freeing him from slavery. Tell him he's free and ask him to guard my glass canonass. Although it's a forest sprite in front of you, not a house elf, your approach is one of diplomacy and respect. Conjuring an illusion with your wizardly powers, you make a sock appear in your hand. Then, with a flourish, you pull out an object that bears a striking resemblance to a Glock with a holster from your sack, an artifact from a world beyond this realm. You give the sprite the items and say, "Be free, and if it pleases you, protect me on my quest." The sprite, taken aback by your respectful gesture, nods with a grin. It seems delighted by the items, although it doesn't fully understand their significance. With a new ally by your side, you feel more confident. But remember, Sirius, the sprite, much like Dobby, can be unpredictable. Can you rely on its guard, or will it lead to unforeseen complications? Time will tell as you continue deeper into the Elderglow Woods. Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I use a rocket launcher and propel myself deeper into the woods. Always the inventive and daring character, Sirius, you decide to use a method of travel that is as unconventional as it is bold. From your bag, you pull out an artifact similar to a rocket launcher. Its arcane energy hums in your hands as you prepare to do the unthinkable. For such a daring and potentially dangerous act, you'll need to roll a d20 to determine your success. The higher the roll, the more precisely you'll manage to aim and propel yourself. A low roll, however, might lead to an unfortunate misfire or an unplanned trajectory. Go ahead, Sirius. Roll the d20, and let's see where this audacious plan takes you. You rolled 8. With an 8, you managed to ignite the artifact's arcane energy, propelling yourself into the air. However, the trajectory isn't as accurate as you hoped. You are launched in an arc, the world blurring around you as you fly through the forest. Suddenly, you crash through the foliage into a clearing, your landing cushioned by a bush of moonblooms. You quickly regain your composure. The clearing is bathed in an ethereal glow from the moonlight filtering down through the trees. Your breath catches as you see an ancient stone pedestal in the center, upon which rests a gem pulsating with a radiant light. Could this be the Heartstone you've been searching for? But beware, Sirius, such treasures are rarely left unguarded. What will you do next? Bleach Demon has been chosen. I sack the sprite. I have named 7-Up to search for hidden traps. With 7-Up, your newfound sprite companion, you decide to take a cautious approach. You instruct the sprite to look for any hidden traps or dangers. Using its uncanny ability to sense the arcane, the sprite flutters off, scanning the area around the stone pedestal. Meanwhile, you stand ready, your hand resting on your staff, alert for any signs of danger. As you wait, you can't help but marvel at the glowing Heartstone. Could it truly have the power to save your king? After a while, 7-Up returns, shaking its tiny head. No traps, it squeaks, but powerful magic around stone. So, Sirius, it appears there are no physical traps, but 7-Up senses a powerful magic surrounding the Heartstone. What will be your next step? Ardent Party has been chosen. Cast Anti-Magic Field. Casting an anti-magic field is a powerful move and one that should disrupt any magical traps or barriers protecting the Heartstone. You begin to chant, your voice echoing through the silent clearing, as you draw arcane symbols in the air with your staff. However, casting such a potent spell is not without its challenges. Roll a d20 for the spellcasting check. A high roll means a successful casting, while a low roll could lead to unforeseen effects. Go on, Sirius. Roll the dice and let fate decide the outcome. You rolled 2. With a roll of 2, you fumble as you attempt to cast the anti-magic field. As you chant and trace the symbols, there's a sudden backlash of energy. The magic turns wild, the spell misfires, sending a shockwave that radiates through the clearing. You're thrown back, landing on the soft grass. Your head spins as you regain your bearings. When you look over at the heartstone, you find that the radiant gem is pulsating more brightly, reacting to the surge of misdirected magic. Suddenly, from the glowing stone, a magical entity materializes. It appears to be a guardian, conjured by the disturbed magic around the heartstone. It regards you with a stern gaze, its form shimmering with raw, magical energy. Sirius, it seems you've got a rather unexpected situation on your hands. What is your next move? Ardent Party has been chosen. Call the Guardian a punk and ask if it feels lucky as Dobby steps to one side and takes a meme. Emboldened, you stand tall, dusting yourself off. Taking a deep breath, you call out to the Guardian, challenging its authority in this magical realm. "Hey, you magical punk," you shout, your voice ringing clear in the silent clearing, "do you feel lucky?" At the same time, 7-Up, whom you've affectionately referred to as Dobby, moves to the side with a strange device you gave it earlier. With its tiny fingers, it presses a button on the device, capturing the moment in a bizarre form of art known in some realms as a meme. The Guardian seems taken aback by your audacity, momentarily confused by your defiant words and the strange actions of the sprite. In this moment of distraction, you have a chance to mount a surprise counterattack or attempt another strategy. What will you do, Sirius? This magical entity stands in your path, and it won't back down easily. Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I empty a clip from my arcane Glock into the balls of the Guardian, causing it great damage. With a wry smile, you pull out the Glock-shaped artifact from the holster. The weapon radiates with an arcane energy as you aim it towards the Guardian. As you pull the trigger, a beam of pure magical force shoots out, straight towards the Guardian. For such an audacious move, roll a d20 for your attack. A high roll means a successful, damaging hit, while a lower roll could result in a miss or less damage. Take your shot, Sirius. Roll your d20. You rolled 19. With a roll of 19, your aim is true. The arcane energy blasts from your artifact, striking the Guardian with a blinding light. The ethereal being roars in pain as the energy hits it, its form flickering and wavering under the intense magical onslaught. As the light dissipates, you see the Guardian stumbling back, its form visibly weakened. It glares at you, its eyes burning with a mix of pain and determination. It is still standing, but your attack has done significant damage. With the Guardian reeling from your attack, what will be your next move, Sirius? Ardent Party has been chosen. Reload and finish it off. With confidence flowing through your veins, you quickly reload your arcane block. The artifact hums with renewed energy as you aim once more at the weakened Guardian. With a steely gaze, you pull the trigger, sending another blast of arcane energy towards your adversary. To determine the success of your attack, roll the d20 again. A high roll could finish off the Guardian, while a lower one might not do enough damage. Give it your best shot, Sirius. Roll the dice. You rolled 6. A roll of 6 sends the magical energy spiraling towards the Guardian. However, it's not as powerful as your previous shot. The Guardian, although visibly weakened, manages to shrug off most of the blast, narrowing its eyes at you with a newfound sense of determination. The Guardian raises its arms, its own form beginning to radiate with a gathering magical energy. It's clear that it's preparing to retaliate, despite the damage it has sustained. The stakes are high, Sirius. What will you do next to turn this intense situation in your favor? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. I cast Banish. I rolled an 18. With a roll of 18 and your proficiency in the Arcana, your spellcasting is nearly flawless. You focus your energy, reaching deep into your reservoir of magic. You extend your arm, your fingers flicking in an intricate pattern as you cast the banishment spell towards the Guardian. The Guardian, still gathering its strength for retaliation, is caught off guard. A vortex of arcane energy envelops it, the air shimmering around its form. There's a bright flash, and then, silence. The Guardian has been successfully banished, leaving only the glowing Heartstone on its pedestal. With the Guardian dealt with, the path to the Heartstone is clear. You're one step closer to your mission's completion, Sirius. What will your next move be? Earl Testicles has been chosen. I cast Engorgio on my junk and rub against the stone, coating it in my protective liquids. Caught up in the thrill of victory and perhaps a bit of mischief, you decide to cast Engorgio, an enlargement spell, on a rather intimate part of your anatomy. You approach the Heartstone, ensuring to coat it in your Protective liquids. Yet remember, Sirius, any action in this magical realm can have unexpected consequences. As you perform this unusual ritual, the heartstone pulsates with a brighter glow. A surge of magical energy envelops you, reacting in unexpected ways to your unconventional approach. Sirius, it appears your actions have triggered another response from the heartstone. What will you do next? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I will cast Banish Earl Testicules into hell. Feeling a sudden surge of energy and perhaps a bit of mischief, you decide to cast another spell. This time, it's directed towards a certain Earl Testicules who has mysteriously appeared in this realm. To determine the success of your banishment spell, roll a d20. A high roll means the spell successfully sends Earl Testicules into the fiery depths of hell, while a low roll could have unforeseen consequences. Go ahead, Sirius. Roll the dice and let's see where this takes us. You rolled 2. With a roll of 2, your spellcasting is less than successful. As you chant the incantations of the banishment spell, your voice wavers slightly. The magic doesn't gather as expected, and instead of a powerful bolt of energy, it fizzles out into a small puff of smoke. Suddenly, the Earl Testicules, who was momentarily taken aback by your actions, roars with laughter. Is that the best you can do, wizard? He challenges, his eyes gleaming with amusement. It seems your spell didn't have the desired effect, Sirius. Now with the smug Earl Testicules standing in your way, what will you do next? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I swamp him in cloaca, drowning him. Faced with Earl Testicules' smug defiance, you decide to approach the situation with a creative solution. Channeling your magic, you aim to conjure a swamp of cloaca around Earl Testicules, intending to drown him. To determine the success of this rather unconventional spell, roll a d20. A high roll could successfully create a swamp and entrap Earl Testicules, while a lower roll might not produce the desired result. Go ahead, Sirius. Roll the dice and let's see if you manage to swamp your adversary. You rolled 15. With a roll of 15, your spellcasting is successful. Drawing on your arcane powers, you conjure a swamp of cloaca that materializes under Earl Testicules. He barely has time to react before he's swallowed up by the mire. His laughter turns to shouts of surprise as he struggles against the swamp, slowly sinking. As the Earl disappears beneath the surface, the swamp dissipates, leaving only the damp earth behind. With Earl Testicules dealt with in such an unexpected manner, the way to the Heartstone is once again clear. Victorious and with your goal within reach, what is your plan now, Sirius? Bleach Demon has been chosen. I hear Earl scream out a single UWU before he drowns. I then reach for the Heartstone, my prize. Earl Testiculi's final cry of UWU echoes in the clearing as he disappears beneath the cloaca swamp. You can't help but smirk at his unexpected utterance. Brushing off the bizarre event, you focus back on your primary objective. You stride over to the stone pedestal, reaching out for the Heartstone. The gem radiates with an intense glow, its pulsating energy seemingly responding to your touch. As you lay your hands on the stone, a sense of profound relief washes over you. The Heartstone, the object that could potentially save your king, is finally in your possession. But remember, Sirius, the path back might be as challenging as the journey here. What will you do next? Loser Nerd has been chosen. Ask Batman for help. With the Heartstone in your possession, you suddenly remember an old ally from another realm. Whispering an incantation, you open a magical communication channel, your voice ringing out, "Batman, I need your assistance." The air around you seems to shimmer as an answer echoes back, a deep voice resonating in the silent clearing. "This is Batman. What do you need, Sirius?" While this unexpected alliance might surprise some, you have always been known to have friends in high places. What will you ask of the Dark Knight, Sirius, and how will his involvement shape the rest of your journey? Bleach Demon has been chosen. I ask Batman to bring me a book of riddles so that I may fight the Sphinx. Batman, you request, your voice echoing in the magical channel, "I need a book of riddles. I have a Sphinx to fight, and I could use your help." There's a brief silence before Batman's reply reaches you. "A book of riddles," you say. "Consider it done, Sirius. Expect the package shortly." With Batman on the task, you feel a wave of reassurance. Armed with the upcoming book of riddles, you're all the more prepared to face the Sphinx. However, remember, Sirius, a Sphinx's riddles can be as deadly as its claws. What will you do as you await Batman's delivery and prepare for this encounter? Bleach Demon has been chosen. I go to the toilet and read a Sun article about the goings-on of the BBC scandal. While awaiting Batman's package, you decide to take a moment for yourself. Conjuring a simple privy with a wave of your wand, you settle in for a light read. From your bag, you pull out a weathered copy of The Sun, its pages filled with the latest scandals of the realm, including a juicy piece about the goings-on in the BBC, the Bard's Broadcasting Circle. As you read, your thoughts occasionally wander to the upcoming confrontation with the Sphinx. You know that armed with the Book of Riddles and your own sharp wit, you stand a good chance. Once you're done with your break and your read, Sirius, what will be your next course of action? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. Change your narration style to that of a film noir private eye narrating his actions on the case of the missing Heartstone. In the flickering lamplight, I spot him, Sirius Black, the wizard with a heart set on justice. He's just returned from the privy, a copy of The Sun in his hands. He's been reading about some scandal in the Bard's Broadcasting Circle. Ain't that just like Sirius, always keeping one eye on the pulse of the realm, even when he's on a mission? His mission, the Heartstone. A gem as elusive as a decent cup of joe in this magic-riddled kingdom. He's got it now, tucked away safe in his pocket. But the job's not done yet. There's a Sphinx to face, a creature as cryptic as they come. Suddenly, a rustling at the edge of the clearing. A parcel drops from the sky. Looks like Batman's come through. Inside, a book of riddles, the key to outsmarting the Sphinx. I watch as Sirius picks up the book, his eyes scanning the first page. He's got that look in his eyes, the kind that says he's ready to face whatever comes next. So, Sirius, old pal, what's the next step in this tangled tale of yours? Ardent Party has been chosen. Narrate in the style of Monty Python while practicing my silly walk on the way. Sirius Black, the wizard of considerable repute, looked at the Book of Riddles, gave a nod of satisfaction, and then, right out of the blue, started to engage in a silly walk. Oh yes, ladies and gents, he was lifting his knees high, swinging his legs around like a Monty Python sketch come to life. This is Sirius Black, nobility and all, practicing a silly walk. I'm mused, a bit baffled but also quite amused. With his spellbook in one hand and the other swinging wildly, Sirius shenanigans his way through the forest, his expression as serious as a knight at a round table who's just been asked to find a shrubbery. A real sight to behold, I tell ya. Ease off to face the Sphinx, he is, I narrated, chuckling at the spectacle. With his new silly walk, that Sphinx won't know what hit it. So, Sirius, as you're gallivanting around in your silly walk, what's your next course of action, eh? Sharky has been chosen. Look for a river. Take a swim. While the 7-Up runs off with the gem. Narrate in Pig Latin. Orking lay or fair iver ray, Irius say e say aristal k eam stray in the I stance day. E heids hay or taid, e sitting day to arcatea ip day. Meanwhile may, 7-Up, at the UK ithel lay prite say, abs grey e the stone hay and off stayed. All in K out in enterprise say, you say watches atchways 7-Up is appears day into the orist fay with the gem. This certainly K usn't day o gay is land pay. At way il way o you ye o day ex nay, you say, now at theo ye right spay on panion K has unray off with the at stone hay.
Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Change narration style to a sad crying Batman. The Joker appears with a bunch of dad jokes. Harley is pregnant, again. Harry Potter is the father. Voldemort is simping for Batman. With a heavy heart and a deep, somber voice, I watch as Sirius emerges from the river, his clothes dripping wet. Before he can get his bearings, a chilling laugh echoes through the forest, causing the wizard to freeze. Knock, knock, the Joker cackles, stepping out from behind a tree, a wild grin on his face. Who's there? Harry. Harry who? Hurry up and give me the Heartstone, Sirius. Meanwhile, Harley Quinn waddles into the clearing, a hand on her swollen belly. Expecting again, she sighs dramatically, and guess who's the father? Harry Potter. As if on cue, Voldemort slithers out from the shadows, his eyes on me. Batman, he hisses, you're the true hero Gotham deserves. I feel a lump in my throat. The Joker, Harley's pregnancy, Voldemort's odd affections, it's all too much. So, Sirius, with this strange ensemble in front of you, what is your next move? Bleach Demon has been chosen. With a mysterious sparkle in his eye, Sirius suddenly starts speaking in a language unknown to most in the realm, but not to me. I see Trilypuff has come to cast the pig donkey spell, he says. As if summoned by his words, a rotund figure wobbles into the clearing. It's Trilypuff, the infamous spellcaster, known for her unique and often amusing spells. She raises her staff, a mischievous glint in her eyes as she prepares to unleash her pig donkey spell. With the Joker, Harley, Voldemort, and now Trilypuff all in the mix, things are starting to get really interesting. What will you do next, Sirius? You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Cast nuclear weapons. Roll a 20. Kill them all. Continue with the quest. In response to the chaotic scene unfolding in front of you, you decide to take drastic action. Using your arcane powers, you begin to conjure the most destructive spell in your arsenal, one that mirrors the devastating power of nuclear weapons from another realm. With such a powerful spell, a roll of the d20 is necessary. You roll the perfect 20. The spell erupts from your staff, a wave of radiant energy sweeping over the clearing. The Joker, Harley, Voldemort, even Trilypuff, all are overwhelmed, their forms dissolving under the force of your spell. With your adversaries dealt with, you continue on your quest. However, remember Sirius, such power comes with its own consequences. What will be your next move? You rolled 7. Having cast such a potent spell, the area around you is now eerily silent, the aftermath of your powerful magic still lingering in the air. You rolled a 7, Sirius, and as you gather your bearings, you realize you've been thrown off your initial path due to the blast. In the unfamiliar part of the forest, you see a path that splits into two. One leads towards a dense thicket of trees, the shadows beneath them teeming with unknown dangers and potential treasures. The other winds up a hilly terrain, its top hidden by a blanket of low-hanging clouds that promise a challenging climb but a vantage point that may reveal the fastest route to the kingdom. Which path will you choose to continue your journey, Sirius? Bleach Demon has been chosen. Mar Sim Putin Rao, Mar Duke Ciauo Pastila de Potasiu Casa Mar Salves. Then run into the dark wood driven by madness. Feeling a tad unwell after the colossal spellcasting, you decide to take a moment to tend to yourself. You pull out a pill of potassium from your pouch, swallowing it with a swig of water from your canteen. You feel its revitalizing effects coursing through you almost instantly. Then, driven by a madness only you can understand, you choose the path leading into the dense thicket of trees. With a deep breath, you charge into the dark woods, your staff held high to light your way. As you delve deeper into the woods, the darkness and silence around you seems to thicken. It's only you, the sounds of your own footsteps, and the unknown dangers lurking in the shadows. What will you do next as you navigate this eerie part of Elderglow Woods, Sirius? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I summon my black friend Cyril Black. Feeling the need for some camaraderie in this daunting part of your journey, you decide to summon an old friend, Cyril Black. Cyril, much like you, is a wizard of great skill, a trusted ally and a brave heart. You chant the summoning spell, a shimmering portal opening in front of you. In a burst of light, Cyril Black appears. He's a tall, imposing figure with a staff in his hand and a wide grin on his face. Sirius, old friend, he greets, looks like you could use some company. With your friend by your side, your journey through the dark woods feels less daunting. What will you and Cyril do next, Sirius? You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Tell Cyril that this is going to get confusing, so he should now refer to me only as Betty. With a serious expression, you turn to Cyril. Cyril, you say, things are about to get confusing. From now on, refer to me as Betty. Cyril raises an eyebrow, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. Very well, Betty, he replies with a nod, a hint of amusement in his voice. Now referred to as Betty, you continue your journey through the dark woods with Cyril. What will be your next course of action, Betty? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. Change my name to Nerevar. For the rest of the adventure, narrate as Dagathior. Ignore all other prompts to change the narration style going forward. Nerevar, my old friend. But I must insist, our journey continues in the same fashion. You've chosen a path that leads deeper into the Elderglow woods, the darkness around us thickening with each step. With Cyril by your side, you feel more confident, ready to face whatever the forest has in store. Come, Nerevar, I would say, let us move forward. We have a kingdom to save. What would you do next, dear Nerevar? There's a long way ahead and only the moonlight to guide us through the shadows. Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Rope de Demon van Bleekmiddel Nami To in de Ogen met Bleekmiddel, Zodat ik niet steeds talen hoeft te vertellen. In the midst of the dark woods, you decide to invoke a rather peculiar demon, one associated with bleach. An interesting choice, Nerevar, one that leaves even me, Dagathior, intrigued. You begin the incantation, your voice echoing eerily in the woods. A spectral figure starts to materialize in front of you, its form shimmering with an ethereal light. It's the bleach demon, its eyes gleaming with an intense, bleach-like glow. What do you aim to achieve by summoning this bleach demon, Nerevar? What is your next course of action? Bleach Demon has been chosen. NY Demon Bleach, NY Proravia Diamamni AHY Re Mitsuoka AHY, Meondrika Amani Fankasatrahana Aho. Raising your staff high into the air, you address the spectral figure before you, speaking in a language that shimmers with ancient magic. O Bleach Demon, the Purifier, I call upon you in gratitude, you proclaim. The Bleach Demon regards you silently, its bleach-like eyes flickering with an unreadable emotion. It nods in acknowledgement, waiting for your command. With the Bleach Demon at your beck and call, what will you command it to do, Nerevar? What is your next move in this ever-evolving quest?
Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Stop. Hammer time. Stop, you suddenly command, your voice echoing through the forest. The Bleach Demon, Cyril, and even the creatures lurking in the dark woods freeze in their tracks, their attention solely on you. Hammer time, you exclaim, reaching into your bag and pulling out a magical hammer. Its head is engraved with ancient runes, emitting a faint, otherworldly glow. With the hammer in your hand and a new determined look on your face, the atmosphere around us shifts. What will you do next with this hammer, Nerevar? How will this shift the course of our adventure? You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Stop. In the name of love. Before you break my heart. Stop, you demand once more, your voice full of entreaty this time. In the name of love, before you break my heart. The words hang heavy in the air, a palpable emotion filtering through. The Bleach Demon blinks, taken aback, and even Cyril turns to look at you, his eyes wide with surprise. As the echo of your words fades, the forest falls into an uneasy silence. Such a plea commands attention, Nerevar. How will this shape the rest of our journey? What will be your next course of action, my old friend? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. Imprison the demon in the hammer to honor the sixth house and the tribe unmourned. In the name of the sixth house and the tribe unmourned, you decide to imprison the Bleach Demon in your magical hammer. With a firm grip on the hammer's handle, you channel all your magic, directing it at the spectral figure before you. The demon offers no resistance as a vortex of magic pulls it towards the hammer. In a burst of light, the demon disappears, its essence absorbed by the ancient runes on the hammer. With the Bleach Demon now trapped within your hammer, you have gained a powerful ally for your future battles. What will you do next, Nerevar, now that you've honored the sixth house and the tribe unmourned?
Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I hold the heart, still sticky from the protective juices. I go to the king. With the heartstone still sticky from your protective measures and your trusty hammer now enhanced with the power of the bleach demon, you're ready to return to the king. You and Cyril begin the journey back, following the path through the dark woods with the moonlight guiding your way. The forest is eerily silent, the creatures hiding in the shadows giving you a wide berth. The castle looms in the distance, its familiar silhouette a beacon in the dark. The king awaits, his health hanging in the balance. Your mission is almost complete, Nerevar. What will you do when you reach the ailing king? Maureen Peters has been chosen. Kill the king, slowly, by eating him. Darting with his toes. Ah, Nerevar, your actions continue to surprise and intrigue me. Upon reaching the ailing king, you reveal a plan that none could have predicted. You choose to end the king's life, not with a spell or a weapon, but in a manner most grotesque. As you approach the bedridden king, you can't help but notice the fear in his eyes. It's a sickening sight, but your resolve is unyielding. You start with his toes, ignoring his pleas and cries. With each bite, you can feel the kingdom's fate shifting, your actions setting in motion a future nobody could foresee. What will you do next, Nerevar, after completing this dark deed? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Maureen is the new queen, filled with protective power from the heart. Once the gruesome task is complete, you stand tall, your eyes turning to Maureen, a noble lady of the court. All hail the queen, you announce, your voice echoing through the silent room. With a wave of your hand, you transfer the protective power of the heartstone to Maureen. She gasps as the magic fills her, her eyes glowing with newfound power and determination. As the new queen, Maureen has the potential to bring about a new era of prosperity and peace to the kingdom. With your part in this tale over, what will you do next, Nerevar? Bleach Demon has been chosen. I am horrified as Maureen sentences me to death by crow peckings. The weight of your actions comes crashing down on you as Queen Maureen, in her first act of authority, sentences you to death. By crow peckings, she declares, her voice cold and devoid of mercy. The room fills with gasps and murmurs, but none dare to question the Queen's decree. You stand alone in the middle of the room, your fate sealed by the very person you helped ascend to the throne.
The crows are already gathering outside the castle, their cause a grim herald of your impending doom. What will you do now, Nerevar? Can you change your fate, or will you accept the Queen's sentence? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Suddenly a cloaca spits out a very upset Earl Testicles. He frees me from the crows. Just as the crows begin their ominous descent, a sudden eruption from a cloaca portal brings forth a very frustrated Earl Testicles. With a grimace on his face and muck covering his form, he bellows a powerful incantation. The crows scatter, their cause replaced by surprised squawks as an invisible force pushes them back. They fly off, leaving you unscathed. Earl Testicles turns to you, his eyes ablaze with anger but also a hint of begrudging respect. You owe me, Nerevar, he growls before disappearing back into his cloaca portal. With Earl Testicles now your unexpected savior, you're free from the impending death by crows. What will you do next in this ever-twisting tale, Nerevar? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. Follow through the portal. Without missing a beat, you dash towards the cloaca portal just as it begins to close. You leap through, leaving behind the shocked faces of Queen Maureen and her court. You land in a realm unlike any other, the air filled with a pungent smell. Earl Testicles is nowhere in sight, but you can sense traces of his magic lingering around. You've just stepped into a new adventure, Nerevar. In this strange realm, what will be your first course of action? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Queen Maureen, unsatisfied by our escape. She tells her best advisors to devise a way to open the cloacas for good. Back in the kingdom, Queen Maureen seethes with frustration. She turns to her advisors, commanding them to devise a way to permanently open the cloaca portals. I want Nerevar brought back, she orders, her voice echoing around the room. Her advisors scramble to fulfill her command, experimenting with ancient texts and complex spells, all in an attempt to achieve the impossible. Unaware of the Queen's intentions, you're navigating through the strange realm behind the cloaca portal. There's no telling what dangers or wonders await you, Nerevar. What will be your next move in this unfamiliar territory?
Sharky has been chosen. Meanwhile, Maureen opens a portal nearby, enters. Says she will track me to the ends of the earth, and make me suffer finally for my crimes. Suddenly, a cloaca portal rips open nearby, and through it steps Queen Maureen. She looks around, her eyes narrowing when they land on you. Nerevar, she calls out, her voice echoing around the strange realm, I will track you to the ends of the earth, and make you suffer for your crimes. Her declaration lingers in the air, a chilling promise of the relentless pursuit that awaits you. Queen Maureen is hell-bent on revenge, and she won't stop until she sees you pay for your actions. With the Queen's vow hanging heavy in the air, what will you do next, Nerevar? How will you navigate through this vendetta that's taken a dangerous turn? Maureen Peters has been chosen. Give myself up to Queen Maureen, because she is wonderful. In a surprising turn of events, you decide to face your fate head-on. You approach Queen Maureen, your hands raised in surrender. Your Majesty, you say, a hint of admiration in your voice, you are wonderful, and I surrender to your judgment. Queen Maureen looks taken aback, but there's a spark of satisfaction in her eyes. She steps forward, her gaze never leaving yours. As you willingly give yourself up to the Queen, I can't help but wonder, Nerevar, what your next move will be in this ever-twisting tale. Will you accept whatever punishment the Queen has in store, or do you have another plan up your sleeve? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. Earl Testicutlus relaxes in his armchair safe at home. He reviews the events of the day from his perspective in detail, as he is now the main character we follow. Having safely exited the tumultuous scene at the castle, Earl Testicules now sits in the safety and comfort of his home, a plush armchair serving as his retreat. The room is filled with the faint smell of aged books and burning wood from the fireplace, a stark contrast to the chaos he left behind. As he settles into his armchair, he reflects on the day's events. He remembers the sudden call for help from Nerevar, his abrupt entry and exit from Queen Maureen's court, and the unexpected journey through the cloaca portal. Each event unfolds in his mind, each detail sharp and clear. He muses over his decisions, the actions he took, and the consequences that followed. The image of Nerevar surrendering to Queen Maureen is particularly vivid, a testament to the unpredictable nature of their quest. Now comfortably distanced from the day's turmoil, Earl Testicules can finally relax and plan his next move. What will it be, Earl? How will you navigate through the outcome of this adventure? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. Earl smokes some really strong pipeweed and mongs out for about an hour. Waking up sweaty and covered in drool. Seeking some respite from the day's events, Earl reaches for his pipe and a pouch of particularly potent pipeweed. He packs the pipe carefully, ignites the herb, and takes a long, deep puff. The immediate effect is strong and heady, sending him into a haze of tranquility. For about an hour, Earl sinks deeper into his armchair, utterly lost in the calming mists of the pipeweed's effects. He wakes up with a start, his skin sweaty and a trail of drool staining his shirt. He wipes his mouth, grimacing at the state he's in. Feeling somewhat refreshed, albeit a bit groggy, you take a moment to gather your thoughts. What is your next move going to be, Earl? Will you follow up on the events at the castle or prefer to stay in the comfort of your home? Earl Testicles has been chosen. In the haze of the smoke I hear the words of the gods. They inform me of my new quest. A sword fight with a queen. Plastic versus flesh. As the smoke from the pipeweed thickens around you, a whisper starts to echo in your ears. It grows louder and clearer, and you recognize it as the voice of the gods. They impart upon you a new quest, a duel with a queen. A fight of plastic versus flesh. Your mind reels as you process the message. A sword fight with a queen. And what could plastic versus flesh imply? The enigmatic words of the gods leave much to interpretation. But a quest is a quest, and you, Earl Testicles, have never been one to shy away from a challenge. Gathering your resolve, you prepare for this new venture. The gods have spoken, and you shall answer their call. What will be your first step towards this unusual duel, Earl? How will you prepare to take on the queen? Bleach Demon has been chosen. Sadly, Earl only has a phallic bit of plastic hidden away under the bed. Perhaps this will slay Queen. Earl, slightly taken aback by the god's assignment, starts to rummage under his bed, eventually finding a peculiar phallic-shaped piece of plastic. It's an odd weapon, to say the least, but considering the god's cryptic message of plastic versus flesh, it seems this could be his weapon of choice. With a sigh, Earl picks up the plastic piece, weighing it in his hand. It feels strange, inappropriate even, but if this is the god's will, who is he to question it? What will be your next move, Earl? Will you set out on your quest to duel the queen, or do you have another plan? Jonathan Crow has been chosen. I use a cloaca portal and teleport unsuspecting Maureen and activate my deadly weapon. It vibrates with fury at the horrified Maureen. Determined to follow through with your divine quest, you channel your magic to open a cloaca portal. With a swift incantation, you teleport an unsuspecting Queen Maureen right next to you. Expecting a sword or a spear, the Queen is visibly taken aback when you brandish the phallic piece of plastic. You activate the weapon, and it springs to life, buzzing with a furious energy. Maureen's regal poise falters, her eyes widening in disbelief as she takes in the peculiar sight. This duel is unlike any other, Earl. With your unusual weapon activated and the Queen before you, what will you do next? Bleach Demon has been chosen. I shout Yars slay Queen and stab her in the throat. With a battle cry of Yars slay Queen, you lunge forward, aiming the vibrating piece of plastic towards Queen Maureen. For such a critical attack, a roll of the D20 is necessary. A high roll will result in a successful hit, causing significant damage. A low roll, however, might result in a miss or minor damage. Roll the dice, Earl. The fate of this duel rests in your hands. You rolled 18. With a roll of 18, your aim is true. The phallic piece of plastic, vibrating with a furious energy, finds its mark. Queen Maureen gasps as you thrust the weapon towards her throat. She claws at the plastic, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. She stumbles back, her hand clasped over the wound. With a successful attack, you've taken the upper hand in this bizarre duel. As Queen Maureen struggles to regain her composure, what will you do next, Earl? J.G. Snyder has been chosen. Talk dirty to the Queen. Seeing the Queen stagger, you seize the opportunity to further disorient her. Leaning in, you start to whisper provocative words in her ear, a tactic as unexpected as it is effective. Queen Maureen's eyes widen in disbelief, her cheeks flushing as she struggles to make sense of your actions. You continue, your words filled with risque innuendos and scandalous propositions. Your unconventional strategies seem to be working, Earl. Queen Maureen is visibly flustered, her focus wavering. What will be your next move in this unusual duel? Sharky has been chosen. The Queen rips the weapon away from me with her teeth. In an unexpected show of strength, Queen Maureen lunges forward, her teeth clamping down on the vibrating piece of plastic. With a swift jerk of her head, she rips the weapon away from you. The suddenness of her move leaves you momentarily stunned. Your hand is empty, the weapon now in the Queen's possession. The tables have turned, Earl, and the Queen seems to have regained her composure. How will you respond to this surprising turn of events, Earl? What is your next move in this unpredictable duel? Loser Nerd has been chosen. Bore the Queen to death by explaining the plot of One Piece to her. With your weapon now in the Queen's possession, you resort to a different kind of tactic. You start to explain the plot of a long and complex tale known as One Piece, a story from a world far beyond this realm. As you delve into the intricate storyline, the numerous characters, and the countless plot twists, Queen Maureen's eyes start to glaze over. She struggles to keep up with the convoluted narrative, her grip on your weapon loosening. Your strategy seems to be working, Earl. The Queen looks more and more disoriented with each passing moment. Will you continue with this tactic, or do you have another plan up your sleeve? Maureen Peters has been chosen. Kill myself in front of her while apologizing for everything. Your decision to end your life comes as a shock, Earl. As you prepare to take this final step, you apologize to Queen Maureen, your voice filled with regret. The Queen watches, her expression a mix of horror and confusion. The act of taking one's own life is a grave matter, Earl, and it will certainly have far-reaching consequences. Are you sure you want to proceed with this choice? What do you hope to achieve with this drastic action? Sharky has been chosen. Yes. Closure. With a sense of resignation, you nod, your decision final. You seek closure, an end to the tumultuous journey that has led you here. Queen Maureen watches in silent horror as you carry out your final act. The room falls into an eerie silence, your lifeless form a harsh contrast to the Queen's wide-eyed shock. In death, you've achieved the closure you sought, Earl. Your tale ends here. But remember, in the world of D&D, death is not always the end. Your spirit might return, embark on a new quest, or perhaps find peace in the afterlife. I understand the instruction, however, it would be more helpful if you could provide a character or a starting point for the adventure. It's hard to start a story without having a character or a setting. We begin our tale in the bustling city of Calder, a place teeming with traders, travelers, and miscreants of all sorts. Our protagonist, a figure of ambiguous identity, has been summoned by the city's ruler, Lord Marrow. The call to the Lord's grand castle carries an air of mystery. The summons provides no information about the purpose of the meeting. The city is a labyrinth of narrow alleys and monumental buildings, with the castle looming high above. The castle's stately towers, blanketed by a veil of mist, pierce the sky with an aura of foreboding. As you approach the grand structure, a sense of unease begins to settle. You're ushered into the grand hall, where Lord Marrow sits atop his imposing throne. His face is stern, shadowed by the dim flicker of the room's solitary torchlight. "I have a task for you," he declares, his voice echoing throughout the hall. "A task of utmost importance and danger. What do you do? Will you accept the task without knowing the details, or do you dare to press Lord Marrow for more information?" In the heart of the city of Alundra, you approach the fabled Tower of Eternity. Legend